Hi, and welcome to Off the Page Sacred Jazz. I'm Deanna Witkowski. Today I'm coming to you from my mom's home in upstate New York, and I promised that I would share a new arrangement of a Christmas carol this week for our final installment of Christmas in July. The first 2 weeks I shared original pieces. One was called Never Before. It's something I wrote for Advent Lessons and Carols, a 3-part SSA piece. And last week I shared Love Came Down at Christmas, the Christina Rossetti text, but a completely new gospel tune. And I shared that score video. If you're interested in seeing either of those, check out the links below. Today I'm going to share the beginning of an arrangement. It's not quite finished yet. I started working on this yesterday and have just spent about 20 or 30 minutes on it so far. So I'm going to be kind of showing you the evolution of this arrangement because next week I hope to have this finished, but today I'm going to show you what I have, and this is an arrangement of the carol Silent Night. So before we get into that, if these videos are useful to you, please give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, share with others, and also don't forget about my piano fund. I've been without an acoustic piano. I'm here at my mom's using her piano this week, but at my home in Pittsburgh, I've been without a piano for 11 months now, and I'm raising funds to purchase a rebuilt Steinway B 7-foot piano that I recently played in Lancaster, PA. And over the last week, since I started a GoFundMe campaign, we've raised about $1,500 in the last week. So thank you to all of my donors for that. And before that I had raised $10,000, so that means that we have about $18,500 to go. So any sheet music purchases that you make at Bandcamp, if you pay anything over the suggested price, that extra will go directly into my piano fund. And here's also a link where you can go to my GoFundMe and make a direct donation. Thank you for doing that. And also, as a thank you, I'm going to share this week, I mentioned with Silent Night, I don't have this arrangement completely finished yet, but I'm going to take a screenshot and show you some of how I just chart out some of the chords as I'm doing an arrangement. So I thought about this arrangement in 2 separate ways. One is if I was leading this with people singing the melody. Obviously, a lot of people know the harmony on this. Or harmonize. So with this, with the reharmonize chords, you would want to ask people to just sing the melody. And let me show you what I've done so far with that. I just chose to take the key of B flat, which is what Silent Night is in many hymnals. Sometimes it's in C, but for this I tried B flat, and I decided to start on the relative minor chord on the G minor 7. So this is just me playing pretty much straight through with the reharmonization, and I will point out afterwards there's one point where I add several beats, but other than that, people could just sing this straight. So my tempo is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With 3 more beats. So that's just a rough sketch of what I've done, kind of a first time through looking at this and thinking about this as if I wanted to play the melody completely straight so that people could sing with it. Now, I may in the next week, in fact, I'm sure I'm going to do this. I'm going to look at a couple spots where I'm not completely satisfied with the reharmonization yet and tweak some stuff. And in fact, I may do something where I try starting on a different chord. So I mentioned, usually say this is in B flat major. I started on G minor 7, but I might try starting somewhere else, and you can hear how it will sound very different. So anything that has, say, the F on the top, so I could think about all kinds of different chords. Start here. I could start, that was starting on a C minor 7, by the way. I could start on a D flat major 7. I could start on a D minor. So basically any note, you can reharmonize with any other note underneath. It just depends where you want to go in terms of movement, or sometimes where you want to end up, or if you want a sense of things moving towards something or things backing away from something. The harmony can all really affect those shifts. Now I'm going to show you one other thing I just experimented with a little bit yesterday, which is pretty much taking the same reharmonization that I just played and thinking about this as if it's an instrumental piece and I don't have anyone who I'm trying to lead singing it with me. So in this case, I could then think about maybe changing the rhythm of the melody a little bit. I could also perhaps do this with people singing, but I'm just going to experiment for a minute. I'm just playing the first 2 chords. Here's the top. That's where I want to change the chords. And then I could improvise on this, etc. over the chord structure. So this isn't completely finished yet, and in fact often I do arrangements of things and later perhaps change something, but this is just a first pass at Silent Night. So check out the link below to the screenshot so you can kind of see how I've sketched this out so far. And I'd also love to hear from you about how you perhaps approach arranging hymns or Christmas carols, or if this is something totally new. I've recently been doing some lessons teaching arranging, and I really love doing it. So I'd love to hear from you. And also don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and consider making a donation to my piano fund to help me to have an instrument in my home that I will play and use to create new music every day to share with you. So thanks, and I'll see you next week on Off the Page Sacred Jazz.